everybody, Facebook Live as promised. So, what did I want to talk to you about today? What I wanted to talk about was something that I experienced for myself yesterday, last week, which is going to make some of you laugh because you're not going to believe that I reacted this way. It will be of use to you, I hope. That is that I'd had a day when I've been with clients all day, and I walked out into the kitchen, and most unusually for me, Ellie was sat there. It was the end of a long day, and I was pulling my hair out, and I walked into Ellie and I just said, obviously mentioning no names, I just said, oh gosh, I'm really struggling today. The clients are driving me doolally. I'm just feeling so frustrated that I'm getting people cancelling appointments and people who can't seem to stick to plan. Hi, Chris. And it's just really frustrating me. And what on earth? And Ellie looked at me and she went, Mum, this is really unusual for you. You're not normally like this. This isn't normally how you react. And she pulled me up short, and I went, you're right, Ellie. I don't normally feel like this at all. Hi, Chris. Normally the way I react when people are struggling to stay on plan, or if I get cancellations, is it makes me feel a little bit sad, because I know how fantastic you're going to feel if you just stick to plan, and if you get to where I am now. This feels brilliant. And so normally I just feel a bit sad, and it just makes me start feeling, oh, okay, what's going on for this person? But I didn't feel like that last week. And so I said, thank you, Ellie. I need to go away and think about this a little bit and just muse on this. So I did it straight away. I went upstairs to my bedroom and I sat and I looked out into the garden. And what came to me as I was sat there just sitting with this feeling of frustration and a bit of anger, actually, a bit of annoyance. I'm sorry, guys. Hi, Bob. Thanks, guys, for watching. Glad to know that people are tuning in. And I'm not just talking to the ether. What came to me as I was sat there feeling frustrated and annoyed was that actually I want to do that too. I want to not have to focus on my weight. I want to eat whatever I want whenever I want it. I want to do it too. And it's not fair that I have to be this role model, and I can't do that, and I have to stay in control. Hello, Bob. And I do, by the way, guys, if you have any questions whilst I'm on live like this, then do ask, won't you? Because I'll natter away, and I've got my glasses on so I can actually see your comments. So do ask. If I say anything and it prompts something. So there I was, feeling very frustrated and annoyed with the people who weren't sticking to plan and were cancelling. And as I sat there and thought about why I was feeling this way, I thought it's because I want to be like that. I want to revert back to my old way of coping with food, with life, actually, not food. And that is to, when I want to eat, I just want to eat it. And Christmas, there is so much blithering food out there all the time, and so much opportunity for it that it's there in your face all the time. And so it's not a battle. Hiya, Vidya. Yeah, I think you're gonna. Yeah, absolutely. This is something we have to deal with, isn't it? And it's just so frustrating that. And I'm sorry if this is going to worry some of you, that here I am 4.5 years into maintaining and I still get like this, but I want to be real with you guys. And absolutely, there are times when I do just want to revert to that old way of coping. And it's hard to not do that. So what I then did, as I was mulling over all of this, is I sat there and I thought, okay, what's going on for me at the moment that's making this particularly poignant? Yes, there's food everywhere and there's opportunities to eat everywhere at the moment, and I'm having it thrown in my face with clients who are choosing to do that. But what is it that's going on for me right now? And for me, it's been that it's nothing major, but just the coffee cup that I sometimes talk about with you guys has been very full of stuff going on for me at the moment. Lots of fun stuff, actually, but it's been very, very busy stuff, and there's not been an awful lot of space. Hi, Becky. And I was, as I sat there mulling about how I was feeling, I just thought, you know what? there's been so much going on for me at the moment that and what with all that I have to do to organise for Christmas and Alex's birthday in a few days, which I've done nothing for yet, thus needing to sort it all out tomorrow, I was starting to feel that it's not a panic, and I'm not stressed or worried about it because it will all sort itself out, but there is a lot to do. Hi, Becky. And I think that call of the food for me was about the fact that normally old me would have just smothered those difficult feelings and the slight feeling of overwhelm, which is definitely a theme for me. If I start to feel a bit overwhelmed with stuff going on in life, then absolutely food is a way of coping and numbing it all down and dumbing it all down. Just give me something nice. It's just something that is nice, let's face it. And so I was feeling very frustrated that I couldn't do that. So what I've done, as I recognised that, I understood, I sat and felt how I was feeling. I looked at why that was, and I'm no longer irritated, so don't worry, guys, if you're quaking in your boots coming into your appointments. I'm not irritated anymore. I've understood that it was something to do with me and what was going on for me inside. And so what I've done to manage that is I've thought to myself, okay, well, I could go now, if I want to, and eat whatever I want, whenever I want it. I could not jump on the scales. I could not use my own Christmas planner and plan exactly what I'm going to eat and plan the days when I choose to eat off plan and the days when I don't. I could stop using MyFitnessPal. I could do all of that. I am back. Thanks for bearing with me. I think my internet's going in and out at the moment for some reason, very annoyingly, but I'm back. I didn't carry on waffling. I realised straight away that it had stopped, so thanks for sticking with me. So where was I? What I decided to do was I could do all of that, and I could go into denial about it all and go into what I call wish and hope mode. I'm going to eat this and I'll just hope I'll deal with it in January. You know, that's what I'll do. But what I wanted more, and this is what I want to say to people today, what I want more is to be able to get through these next few weeks and stay a similar weight to how I am now, to stay not going out of control, to stay kind of in control. And I'm not expecting myself or anyone else to be rigorously on plan. I'm not expecting unreality. But what I'm hoping for myself is that I don't fall into that wish and hope and back into denial. I'm just reading what videos wrote here. I definitely used food to give me the excuse, the stop. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I don't want, video. I don't want to... I want to listen to myself, and I want to still have a sense of control, so that come January, normally for me what I'll do in January and after my holidays is I go straight back onto step 2 and I shift whatever I've put on, and that's absolutely still an option for me, and I probably will do that for a little bit to get it off quickly. You know, for me it's a no-brainer. But what I don't want is to go back into denial and go into that wish and hope, and whatever I do put on, well, I can always go back onto step 2. I want to keep that awareness going all the time so that I don't slip in that way. So what I've done is I've focused in on what do I want more? What do I want more? Yes, of course I want to eat the food, and Christie's watching this and he will be there on Christmas Day, no doubt, taking photos of what I'm going to be scoffing on Christmas Day. Yeah, of course I will do that from time to time, but what I don't want to do that every day. I don't want to lose that control just because it's Christmas, just because I see everyone else doing it. So how do I stay focused and say no and not eat whatever I want whenever I want it? And the way that I'm doing it is I'm focusing on what I want more. And for me, what I want more is to in January, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm imagining what I'm going to feel like in January if I haven't put on loads. And I can easily put on a good 10 pounds, even as I'm in maintenance, I can do that. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is it going to feel like in January the 2nd? Whether it'll be January the 2nd, I suspect it'll be January the 3rd I go on the scales, because January the 2nd will probably be my fast day. So January the 3rd I'll probably pop on the scales. And how do I want to feel when I do that? What am I going to be saying to myself? What am I going to be feeling inside of me? What will I hear clients say? What will I be imagining they're saying? You have my permission to go and if you think, oh, Sonia, I can see a little bit of... I'm only joking, don't you dare. But the point is that I'm focusing in on what I want more. What I want more is, yes, it's the fleeting pleasure of the food, but I'm focusing in on how I'm going to feel when I'm actually in January. I won't even remember the food that I've eaten anymore. In fact, it will all be, sorry to be crude, it will all be poo down the loo, won't it? And so I'm going to be focusing on that all the time. And one of the things I thought would be really nice for you guys is if you could also kind of link this. So we're doing this. I'm loving that. Hi Melanie. I'm loving that. Oh, I've just seen videos, posted something else. I'm sticking in control over Christmas. It feels great to feel good after Christmas and all the festivities are over and not be left over with the food hangover to resolve. Yeah, so that is it, video. I'm focusing very much on what it is that I'm going to be feeling afterwards. Of course I will sometimes enjoy some of the food, but not every day, and I'm focusing very much in on how I'm going to feel in January, how I'm going to look, what I'm going to be wearing to Bruce's works do, which they always have in January, that sort of stuff. And what I thought would be really great for you is if this penguin pop-up challenge seems to have really grabbed your attention, which is lovely. They're all going very fast, those little penguins. And I thought it would be really lovely to be able to, if you can visualise yourselves, perhaps put your penguin in there somewhere in your top pocket or in your visualisation somewhere of you in January, maybe holding on to your penguin and looking at it and how you're going to be feeling having stayed to your Christmas plan. You've all got your Christmas planners now, and you've all I know a lot of you have been posting, putting up, showing me rather, the days when you're planning to eat off plan and the days when you're planning to stay on plan, to give that real control. Yeah, I think Bob's just put here, I want to set aside particular days when I give myself permission to eat off plan, and I will try to just eat things that I really enjoy at set meal times, not just graze all day. Yeah, exactly. So on your off plan days, Bob, and in fact I've got one of your, the example of yours coming in the newsletter later. Bob's done adapted my Christmas planner so that she's done it just he's done it just for himself. So that's the look at it in the newsletter when it comes out. There's two others actually, one from Sue and one from Linda as well, they've all adapted the Christmas planner just for them. So what you could do is imagine yourself in January. So imagine having got through, if I use Bob's example of the particular days, rather than grazing all day, just eating the things that you really, really want to eat. Get your penguin in there too, so that whenever you see your penguin, as you're going to be posting your daily pictures, or you look down in your handbag, or wherever in your pocket, wherever you've got your penguin, and you've got your penguin there looking up at you, you'll start to make that link with how you want to feel in January and why you want that more than the fleeting pleasure of the food or the constant food. And if you can make that kind of link, that might work really well. That association with whenever you see the penguin, remembering how do you want to feel, what do you want to see, what do you want to hear, how is that going to feel in comparison to if we use that Paffy as an example of not having stuck to plan, of having gone into denial, being in that wish and hope mode. That I know, because I've done it myself, that is not a nice place to be, and it's a very panicky place to be. And that is why, although people who have cancelled and are not coming to see me at the moment say, I'll see you in January, I know that a lot of them I won't see in January because they won't want to face it in January. Then I might see them back in February, but there'll be that sense of, oh no, I really, really, really don't want to face whatever it is I've done. And that's the downside, other than the weight gain, obviously, of that going into denial. It feels so much better to stay in control. So I hope that helps. And watch the newsletter later, read the newsletter later. It's coming out in about, I'm going to finish it off now, so in about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, any questions, just ask. I know I'm off, but I'm always here for you guys. You know that. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks ever so much for watching, everyone.